abilities but don't know how to tap into your higher self. Refined Divine is an extremely gifted psychic medium who offers classes that can help you reach your goals. Refined Divine holds classes Monday and Thursday at her 2 locations and via Zoom. Classes consist of manifestation, learning psychic abilities, shadow work, and healing trauma. Refined Divine has helped thousands, and she can help you.
This is Psychic Medium Deb. You can go to refineddivinepsychic.com.
Reach your highest level of consciousness and well-being with metamorphosisconnections.com. Metamorphosisconnections.com is an online directory of the best holistic and metaphysical practitioners to help you make your most informed choices. You can search metamorphosisconnections.com for classes, events, wellness and life coaches, plus metaphysical products and shops. You can also search for a wide array of healers from all modalities, including EFT, sound healing, energy healing, light therapy, ancestral healing, shamanic healing, reflexology, past life regressions, hypnotherapy, yoga, and more. And if you're not sure where to start, the search feature on metamorphosisconnections.com is tailored to help both those who know what they are looking for and those who are just starting. Come explore the possibilities for your higher self by visiting metamorphosisconnections.com. Their experienced practitioners can guide both beginners and those that are already on their spiritual journey. That's metamorphosisconnection.com, your link to direct you on your spiritual transformation.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Brett Johnson. Look for cloudy skies tonight with a low around 36, Saturday rain with a high near 42, and Sunday a mix of rain and snow with a high around 37. Since 1984, Cafe Latte has been a hotspot for American eats and desserts. Enjoy gourmet salads, sandwiches, and soups with a unique cafeteria-style setup. Don't miss the pizza and wine bar offering gourmet pizzas and over 30 wines by the glass. Explore the bakery for fresh treats. Located off Victoria and Grand, more at cafelatte.com.
Portions of the following program may be pre-recorded.
The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host, guest, random reptoid, or chupacabra may not necessarily reflect those of AM 950 Radio, its affiliates, or its sponsors. Now, it's time to step into the unknown. There are things people experience but never talk about. A shadow moving in the corner, flickering of the lights, a disembodied voice. We invite you to talk with us. Share your story, share your experience, because this isn't just your story. This is our story. This is GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakun.
Casual Friday. Casual Friday. Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio.
And this is GhostBox Radio on AM 950, where every night we talk about the paranormal, ufology, Bigfoot, and so much more. My name is Greg Bakun, and it is Casual Friday. We made it to the end of the week. How exciting is that? My goodness. Thank goodness for that, right? It's been a long week. It's going to be a long weekend, but it's, it's all good. And meanwhile, in Prairie, we have Adam manning the systems over there. How are you this evening?
Doing pretty well. And yeah, it was a long week. I saw 8 a.m. at a workplace for the first time in God knows how long.
Right? I mean, that's just obscene. That's obscene.
I forgot 8 a.m. during the week existed.
No, it comes as no surprise that folks like ourselves, we're doing a nightly radio show, and just, our hours are just later in general. Being called into the station before 3 p.m. is really, it's really something. And you were in Monday morning at 8. I was in Monday morning at 9, and it was gross, quite frankly. Just gross. I have no other words for it, because it's I could hear birds chirping. The sun was out. It just stuff I'm just not familiar with, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, for me it was weird because it was daylight, and I look out the window and it's like the sun's on the wrong side. It's like, oh wait, that's right, it's the AM hours. What are these?
Well, and to keep in mind, that's why we keep you in the basement, so you don't have to worry about the sun wherever it is. As far as you can concern.
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask you guys about that. I think I'm starting to get rickets. So is that good?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, it's great. No, it's good. It's very good. You need
Oh,
that.
right on. Okay, cool.
It's a part of a balanced sort of system for you. So yeah, no, you're good. You're totally fine. No.
All right, excellent. I didn't know my knees were supposed to stick out like that.
Nope,
Perfect. Okay.
nope.
Excellent.
That's radio knees is what they call that. So
All right. Groovy.
yeah,
Okay, we're good.
no, you're good. You're good. So as always, folks, Casual Friday, we got a question of the week we'll be talking about here, but whatever's on your mind, and if you want to answer the question of the week, you want to take part and you want to call in, or anything on your mind in general, paranormal related, or just anything that's on your mind, minus politics, you can call in 952-946-6205, 952-946-6205. I'm going to start tonight by saying one of the best things ever has been invented a couple weeks ago. And I've been, it's just nice to have on in the background. I've been actually, when I'm at the station, I have it on one of my monitors, and that is that Disney Plus is running The Simpsons like as a continuous live stream. So you just dip in, dip out. And so the last one I watched was Kevin Smith was in it. The one with Marge working at the cannabis store.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's fun. You dip in, you dip out. I think that was season 31.
Mhm.
We're getting close. We're getting close to season 1, which I hide at all costs, because season 1 has never been a favorite of mine. It's really too. Homer has that different voice, and
Yeah, season 1 is rough, but it's like almost every animated series. Season 1 is a little rougher than the rest of them. I think Family Guy is probably the only one where season 1 sticks in with season 23 or whatever it is that they're on now.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, it's amazing. You watch these things because you think that, but you go back and watch them, and you're like, it's kind of rough still. There, American Dad, very much like that too, where you're just like. Oh. But I think that's more of like the pilot for American Dad. It was just kind of, I remember watching that and then watching the rest of the first season. It's like, okay, it's not too far off. It's just the animation's just a tad bit rougher, but yeah. No,
yeah, very much so. But other than that, I honestly thought you were going to say is the fact that Disney's YouTube has been streaming the last few seasons of Doctor Who to play the catch up for the new one.
Oh, are they doing that?
Yeah, I thought that's what you were going to be talking about, since that's on their YouTube channel. It's just streaming nothing but Doctor Who right now.
Well, that's good because the new season starts in a couple weeks on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And
they're doing a catch up for everyone on the tubes.
And there's the classic Doctor Who YouTube channel that is running a lot of different live streams of the classic series. In fact, today is the 28th. 2 days ago was the 20th anniversary of when Doctor Who returned after a 14-year hiatus. So in 2005, Christopher Eccleston took on the role, and it's like, it's part of the whole bigger series, but it's certainly this last 20 years, it's its own thing. And none of us thought it would go for 20. So that was pretty cool. Nice little celebration.
So what did you do to celebrate?
Not a damn thing, as it happens. I think I was working on stuff for the Matt McNeil dinner. That's what I was doing. I just had nothing else. We've been working on that, and then doing this show.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
And the folks that might be interested, you have about an hour left to hop on our website and order those tickets. They're not available at the door. am950radio.com. If you do want to go to the Matt McNeil 15th anniversary celebration at
Crooners Supper Club, you have your choice of sit down meal of beef ribs, walleye, or beet salad.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously I went for the beet salad. No, come on. I went to the I went for, of course, the beef ribs. You will be missed, of course, on Sunday. You got your own life to live, apparently. So
yeah, well, when you have a 16-year-old who needs things, you got to do those first, and plus that was on the calendar before that.
Absolutely, that's just how it goes sometimes. Well, luckily I'm videotaping both of it, 2 cameras. We'll make you watch it. So something for you to look forward to. Let's see here. Earthquake in Thailand.
Yeah, I heard about that. Malamar, I believe it was.
Yes, and Bangkok as well.
Ooh.
And did you see that video of that 20-story building that was being built completely falls?
I did not see that.
Oh,
But
it's
oh, no.
horrific. It's horrific. One of the towers, and one I think there might be Miramar Airport, fell. One of the towers, the airport, what you call them, who do the control towers. It completely collapsed. I mean, this was a 7.7 on the Richter scale earthquake. So I just want to call it because it's just horrible. Thoughts and prayers out to everybody who is out there affected by it. Just horrible, just not fair.
No, it's not. And they just had one late last year, or the year before, that
Yeah.
was like a 6 or 7 that it took them a while to recover from. And
Yeah.
that's sad.
It is, and there's also video footage of like one of the hotels that has a pool on the outside on the roof of the hotel.
Mhm.
Like you get to see water coming out the sides of the hotel because the whole building is shifting from the earthquake, and it's just making the water go everywhere. And construction cranes are falling, and it just a nasty situation. And for everyone who have lost loved ones today because of it, just my heart pours out to all of them. I'm so sorry. It just happens, and there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do to prepare yourself for it. You don't know it's coming, and you might know that might be an earthquake coming, you might get tremors or whatever, but you never know what the overall destruction is going to be on something like that.
Yeah, they're so sudden, no warning. That's just terrible.
Have you ever been through an earthquake at all?
Been through one. It was only like a 3 or maybe a 4. We had one in South Central Indiana one time when I lived there.
Mm-hmm.
And here was the ironic funny part of it. Nobody got hurt, so I can kind of be like, it's kind of funny. At the trailer park I grew up in, there were 3 or 4 loops of trailers at that time. They had just redone everyone's sidewalks and parking slabs when the earthquake happened. So, and literally they'd been done for like 2 weeks, maybe 3. The earthquake took place. Every single one of those that they had just done were all cracked up afterwards.
Oh, goodness. It's kind of like I talk about that tornado that hit Apache Plaza in St. Anthony Village. And the day that the tornado hit, and it's not funny, but it's just like that, one of those ironic sort of things, was the day that they completed a 2-year restoration on that place.
Ugh.
And just done, just ripped it all apart. Oh my gosh, horrible.
At that point, if I were the owners, I'd just throw up my hands and been like, all right, insurance, we're done, goodbye.
It kind of really was, because it never recovered from it. They repaired it, but it was on life support until the early 2000s when they finally just bulldozed it down, which is a shame, because we talk about these wonderful buildings that have all these little kind of nooks and crannies in them, and Apache was, because I worked there, I got to see a lot of them, just a lot of them down in the secret basement and all that stuff. Oh my gosh, someday we'll talk about that. It was pretty incredible. Let's see here. I just want to say real fast, so after Friday night, we did our show, and we were talking more about Travis, and we were hoping that Jennifer was going to call in. She wasn't able to. I got a call from a couple friends of mine, Justin, who does the storm chasing, and his wife Amy. His wife Amy is basically the one who gave me Linus.
Yeah.
And so we were talking about Linus, and they may or may not have kept me on the phone for about 3 hours Friday night, but here or there, it's just like, oh my, and they wanted to keep going. And Amy was telling me about when she had Linus escaped at one point. He was gone for like 5 days, and a vet got a hold of him and called her, and Linus was in pretty rough shape. None of this I knew before, to the point too that some kids were trying to shoot him with a BB gun at one point, and he was hit by a BB, and that he was that they never were able to get the BB out of him. So he had this BB in him the whole time that I had him, stuff I never knew about Linus, right? And I was telling her, and she broke down crying when I told her that I was holding Linus when he passed.
Yeah.
And she just she doesn't, I didn't think she probably expected that I would have done that to any animal, but I've done that for all of my animals. And that was just like therapeutic. But then Sunday, I get an email from psychic medium Rob Guttrow, who has been on this program a couple times. He's also an author. He travels around, and he writes books about the places he's gone to. And he's just like, I have to email you because Linus will not let me go. He goes, Linus wants to talk to you. Linus wants to tell you. And he wrote this, very long email that Linus that Linus had been channeling to him about that. He knows that I've been thinking about him a lot lately. If I'm going to ask Rob if he thinks it's okay if I could read it at some point, because I'd like to share it, but it might not be something that is meant to be shared.
Mm-hmm.
But Rob is, that's what he's known for, is pet pet communication.
Yeah.
And to get Rob to do a pet reading, he's about a year and a half, maybe 2 years out before you can get him to get to your pet.
Oh yeah, he was talking about that when he was on the show, and he's like, "Holy cow!"
Yeah, and he only has read, like, he only reads out of that list. Like, he gets away from that list only when a pet is like really trying to get his attention. And that was what Linus was doing. And it was also, I think, no coincidence that Wednesday before I asked Deb, what does Linus say? What's is Linus communicating? And all three of these situations really kind of lumped together. None of them are dissimilar. They're all very much about an animal who, every one of them, including Amy. Amy was just like, you were the one who was supposed to be his main, owner, whatever you want to call it. He's like, you were meant to be together. So it was pretty incredible. It was pretty neat. So that, and Rob, I responded to Rob, and Rob responded again. He's just like, yeah, Linus just keeps coming through. So that was beautiful for me.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
And for it to happen so sequentially like that, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday.
Yeah.
That's very cool. And so obviously you definitely bringing it up Wednesday. And I'm sure you had been thinking about it even prior to bringing that up to Deb at the end of the show that Wednesday.
It's interesting because I'll look at Linus' picture, and I guess maybe this is what happens when you are single and you don't have anyone else, and you're looking at a picture of your cat on your phone, and I'd say it jokingly, but I mean, I know that everyone does this when they're losing, especially a fresh loss to their pet. And I look at that picture and I just say, I think of you constantly every day. I really do. It was such a close friendship. And, at least when I've lost other animals, there was another one here that kind of, you could be able to still have an animal and still be able to have a bond. So there's nobody here, and there's no plan for me to get anyone anytime soon. So, it just, his loss is very profound over here right now.
Eventually you'll be able to be cat daddy again. And I almost imagine you'll have, when Linus is back, it will be Linus in a new form. Could
be, or yeah. I mean, they always say that your past pet finds their replacement for you.
Yeah.
Savannah asked the question. That's amazing. That's not the question. She says, how does one follow him? Rob, just go on Facebook, find Rob Guttrow, Gutro, and I think there's a page, Rob Guttrow author. And we haven't had him on in a while. We'll probably get him on again soon. But he was last on in January, and talking about a new book that he had written. So I'd go look for that and follow him. He's a great person. I've had him on so many times over the years. Well, even long before I came over to AM 950. So yeah, definitely worth seeing what he's doing. Read his books. He's great. He is really great. So yeah, love it. We'll go ahead.
Yeah, and easily one of my favorite interviews too.
Yeah,
he was talking about the new book and being able to channel pets, because I always looked at that as like, I always kind of wondered what my dog is thinking, because I'll look at my dog and I'd be like, all right, I'll give you a treat, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
But it's like she telepathically tells me, "Yo, fat boy, get up and get me a milk bone." Okay, whatever. So that intrigued me when we had him on, because he's like, your pets talk to you while they're alive too. And it's like, yeah, you're right. She does.
I mean, I've talked about before with one of my first rag doll, Dave, and then Linus both. I mean, I'd just kind of be like, I want to go see Dave. And, I think he's downstairs when I was married. I think he's downstairs with my wife, and I'd head down. I was going to go down the stairs, and he's coming up the stairs to see me. That sort of thing. We're just in sync. Or he just wanted to escape her. I mean, that's what I was doing. So, I mean, it could be either or. Just like, I had enough of this. So, folks, it's Casual Friday here. Let me know what you want to talk about. You can give us a call to 952-946-6205, 952-946-6205. We got question of the week coming up and some other stuff. Stick around. You're listening to GhostBox Radio on AM 950.
If you own a holistic or metaphysical business and are looking to expand, then you need to be listed on metamorphosisconnections.com. It's a network where you can grow with like-minded practitioners and reach new clients. Metamorphosisconnections.com is an online directory you need to list yourself and your business. Our platform makes it easy for you to create listings of your products and services, and you can also choose to list your classes, events, and so much more. Metamorphosisconnections.com helps you create weekly and monthly promotional ads targeted towards your potential clients and promotes them for you via social media and newsletter. There are clients searching for your specialty right now. Let us help them find you. Start your listing today so you can share your own unique gifts and talents by finding the level of membership that best fits your needs. Let us help you reach your clients that are searching for what you do. Visit metamorphosisconnections.com and sign up today.
Greg Bakun here. I've told you about the out-of-the-world roast beef sandwiches at Maverick's Real Roast Beef, but I haven't told you about their Philly steak sandwiches, turkey bacon avocado sandwich, BLT, crispy chicken, fish sandwiches, brisket, or pulled pork. Okay, you get the idea. They make a lot of delicious food to the same standard as their famous roast beef sandwiches, and now I'm starving. I'm going to go to Maverick's Real Roast Beef off Lexington and Roseville, and you need to go too. Check out their menu at mavericksbeef.com. Have you ever met someone who not only can help you on a deep spiritual level, but also potentially change your life? Refined Divine is an extremely gifted psychic medium who travels the nation and lives right here in the Midwest. And she offers mediumship, mentorship, house and business parties, energy healing, palm readings, and so much more. Refined Divine has helped thousands, and she can help you.
Hi, this is Psychic Medium Deb. I cannot wait to hear from you. You can go to refineddivinepsychic.com.
Casual Friday. Casual Friday. Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio.
It is Casual Friday, and I hope everyone had a good week. I hope you have some great plans for the weekend. As talking to Adam earlier, and this is like the only in Minnesota can we be nearly 80 degrees today, and I get on my phone winter weather advisory. So I mean, that's just amazing. I was like, I love you, Minnesota. Don't change, right? Just you're never gonna change. So
What's the old saying? Take me drunk, I'm home, Ossifer.
yeah, right.
The state's weather is. It's literally like Weather by Sybil. We're just going to spin the wheel and see what personality it is.
Now, Matt is convinced that we're not going to have any snow for his party on Sunday. I don't think I agree. I think I'm more in the camp of you thinking that whatever it's going to be slushy, but it's not just going to be rain.
Yeah, I think we're going to get that nice little wintry mix. So it is going to be a little slick out there. Probably a lot slick.
Yeah.
So just be careful if you're going anywhere this weekend, folks, in Minnesota.
Well, and the thing is too, it's like don't go to Matt's event. Get the tickets. You're running out of time to get them. Go over to am950radio.com and click on Matt McNeil 15th anniversary dinner. It's going to be a lot of fun, but just, yeah, as Adam says, just be careful to get there. I was thinking, I think I know what I'm going to get Matt for his anniversary. I think this is going to be great. I think he's kind of been hinting at this in a kind of an opposite sort of way. I'm going to get him I think you pronounce it what a Dubuque box.
A Divx box.
It's a Divx. Thank you. I kept trying to look at it, and it wanted me. I wanted to say. I said, Google, how do you pronounce this? And it's like only an audio file. I'm like, I'm not going to play an audio file.
Yeah, it's pronounced Divx box.
Divx. Thank you very much, Divx box.
I don't know,
And-
man. He is creeped out by Annabelle behind you. I think you need to get him an Annabelle.
Well, that's just it. I think that's just a. I think that's all just a play. I think he's doing. I think he's pretending, and in a sort of a perverse way, he actually wants it. Is the way I'm thinking. Get him. What do? You present him on stage Sunday. This box that's like covered in black wax. You're like, don't open it here. Whatever you do not open this here.
That would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing.
Just whatever you do, just go home and open it, but do not open it here. Do not open it in front of loved ones. Man, just don't open it.
At that point, Matt is reaching for a copy of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy to figure out which rule is do not accept gifts from goths.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So no, we're waiting for that to arrive from the Zach Bagans museum in Las Vegas. That should be here by Sunday. So yeah. Well, that's worth going and get the tickets for, just to see how he reacts to a Divot box showing up in front of him.
Well, I'm just glad I'm not working Saturday to not be the one who has to sign for that.
I've thought about getting, like you mentioned, the Annabelle doll, the Raggedy Ann behind me here, and I thought, what if we got like a massive one? It's just in his chair when he shows up for his show. We're just waiting for.
Amazing. Do that around Halloween.
The problem is that he comes in a minute before it starts. So you kind of are actually kind of like possibly going to ruin his show. You can't really do that, because that could be a whole, if he came in even like 5 minutes early, you could maybe, make something out of it. But yeah, no, we can't have fun like that apparently. So.
No, but that's a shame. I wish we all had like little cubby holes. Then we could put that in like his little cubby hole, his little mailbox.
Or if we had keys to his car, it'd be like waiting in his car when he leaves.
I'm going to imagine he frantically runs in here. I doubt he locks it. We should try that one day. Just put it in the back seat, so as soon as he gets in and looks in that rear view mirror, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. Hello, Matt. So yeah, that's something. So either Dybbuk box or Annabelle doll for in his future. But
we love you, Maddie. Congratulations on 15 years, buddy.
Yep. And we just are giving you the tools to do 15 more. So that's really what it comes down. That's the secret to my success, is my Raggedy Ann behind me. So yeah. Let's see here. Savannah asks, how far does your channel reach? Well, it reaches as far as you. So that's something. I don't know. I everything reaches around the world, quite frankly. Station reaches about as far as the end of the drive for the parking lot, and the everything else. I mean, if you ever, if you're listening, watching the show, we often get people from other countries who say, hey, it's, we're from Japan, we're from the Netherlands, Denmark, England. So we have a pretty good reach. And as it happens, actually, as you had mentioned, you had on your cruise when you went, people who knew the show.
Yeah, from the Seattle, Washington area and the Mobile, Alabama area, who knew of GhostBox and were fans of the show. And I very much appreciated that.
I do too. And we've had Chad's wife. She was at a work conference in Ohio, and a couple of people that she talked to, they're paranormal investigators, and they've heard of the show and they've listened. So, and hey, heck, we're number 34 out of 100 on Million Podcasts for top ghost hunting podcasts. And, there's a billion of those. So not too shabby.
No, but we do need to get to Ohio, man. There is a ton of hauntings in Ohio. It seems like half that state is haunted, if not 3/4 of it.
Well, I went to the Ohio State Reformatory there. Bel Air House is there. There's a lot of things there for sure. 100%. So yeah, that is it's and remember, Moon Girl, she cited Ohio quite a bit as this is going to be kind of and not in a great way, a big year for them.
Yeah, and it's already started, and that's why I say if we go to Ohio, let's not make it in 2025.
Yeah, right,
Let's see
exactly.
what 26 looks like for the Buckeye State.
We're going to be in Des Moines this year. We're going to be in Milwaukee. Yeah, we're going to be in Milwaukee. We're going to be at Twin Cities Con. Planning on being on Refined Divine's cruise broadcasting. So, I mean, and then I'm going to be at Rock Island Paracon, and there's a couple others that we're going to be talking about. Also, I need to remind everybody that GhostBox Radio is the official podcast for the Midwest Meta Paracon, and that is coming up literally in just 2 weeks. And if you go to their website, which is metaparapro.com/Midwest Meta Paracon, say that when you're drunk, then you can also sign up and get we're going to get a discount of 10% off the entry fee if you use the code word GhostBox. And we got folks like Jason Haas are going to be there, and a lot of great paranormal people are going to be there. Joe Frankie, who's been on the program a number of times, that has worked with Lorraine Warren, he's going to be there. I mean, just a number of people. Go to the website, check it out. That's going to be good. Savannah says Baraboo, Wisconsin. Yep, we're going to be there in May. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we get through the Midwest Meta Paracon. But we are definitely going to be going out there as well. So it's very blessed to have a lot of interest in our show, but also we're going to be helping a lot of people. I think we're going to be at Elmwood this year for the UFO days out in Elmwood, Wisconsin. So
blast.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of folks that, you know, we all just work together. It's, you know, it's all about everyone letting, you know, trying to promote everyone else and getting people to sign up and take part of all these wonderful events coming up. So yeah, and then we haven't even done our own events yet, which we're going to be getting to. So it's great.
And I don't know if it'll drive people away or bring people, but I'm actually going to be joining you at a few of these for once. So
yeah, you will.
That's going to be new and different.
Yeah, you will be, and that'll be a lot of fun. And that means even better is that I can go to the bar while, you know, get
Well,
Adam.
I can go to the table. Yeah,
It's not even a joke, because Adam would be like, yeah, I could probably do a lot better without you around. So, you know,
yeah, just like bring me back a Diet Dr. Pepper and we're square.
Yeah, no kidding. So yeah, no, it's a lot of great things going on this year. So we're very blessed, we're very lucky, and we want to be able to do that. And don't forget to go over to ghostboxradio.com. You get t-shirts, you can find out everything we're doing, also show schedules, everything else. Let's see here. Where are we time? Oh, we got time. Let's talk about question of the week. Savannah asked, are you going back to the Anderson House in May? I am not. That is not one of our events. I think that's TCPS. So you can go over to their page and check out their information on that. Let's see here, though. What is question of the week? Oh, good. My Facebook is down. Question of the week is, if you had interactions with aliens, whether it's just seeing the UFO in the sky to what you thought was an actual abduction, how likely would you be to tell anyone else about it? Would you prefer to keep it private? And Adam, I'll let you go because you answered on that.
Oh, I'd be insanely vocal about it. I would tell anyone I could. Plus, it would make wonderful content for GhostBox Radio right here on AM 950.
It's like, yeah, we've never talked about certain things like that in our lives before, right? And
yeah, I would talk about it.
It's really.
I mean, this would be like every night I'd be talking about it on the show. It's like, you want to know what happened to me on this date? Every single night, I would scream it to the top of the hills.
Well, and that's just it. I mean, and that's why I was kind of interested in what people thought about it, because we all have a very different opinion on it. And you even when people are like talking about something that they'd seen in the sky that they can't explain, some people are even very unsure to share that, you know. And I'm not I'm not having to go at them for that. You are personally responsible for your own level of, how comfortable you are with sharing the information. I'm just kind of curious, where people are at with that, because we had a guest on one of the shows, shared their experience with aliens, and after their interview they were crying because they're like, well, now it's public. And it wasn't a good cry. It was, they were like, what have I done, sort of thing. And those are things that, to people like you and I, we are just like, this is daily life. I tell people, and they probably think I'm crazy, that I think that they're, camouflaged aliens in my house. And people are probably, I'm thinking, yeah, everyone else would agree. I'm thinking, but I think they're more like, oh my God, So you and I talk about this stuff like this is just, the no different than, oh, look, there's a bird flying around. Oh, look, a car is driving down the street. Oh, I think there's an alien in my house. Other people are going to be like, oh, okay, let's get the tinfoil out for their new hats, that sort of thing. So it's a difference.
I think a lot of it's the negative stigma that has been put on it for decades upon decades upon decades. I mean, heck, anyone who wants to go back and hear the negative stigma put on an abductee or an alien encounter survivor, go back and listen to our March 20th interview with Travis Walton.
Oh, yeah.
And he's had to deal with that stigma for 50 years.
Absolutely. And and people still challenge him on it, that they don't believe. And it's just like, that has to be horrible. It has. I mean, you could tell. Well, it doesn't have. We know it's horrible because he said so. There's no two ways about it. It's not. I think he doesn't like it. He said he doesn't like it. He is so over it all right now.
And great interview, though. Please, if you haven't, I encourage you to go check it out. It is 2 hours of whatever your opinion might be on Travis or on aliens in general. It is very eye-opening just to see, or hear rather, the human aspect of his story that he has dealt with for 50 years. And after hearing it, why would you self-impose those wounds on yourself?
Mm-hmm. And I think that the time is running out for people to get new interviews and hear new information from Travis. I mean, he didn't say this, but it just feels like that he's probably winding it up here a little bit. I think that it's it's a lot, and you could see the toll is taken on him over the years.
Yeah, you definitely could. But again, I encourage everyone to go peep that out. Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, Greg's the GhostBox Radio Patreon. Please peep that out. Do yourselves a favor, set aside a couple hours and listen to it. It is amazing.
It is. It's fantastic. Question of the week: if you had interactions with aliens from just seeing a UFO, whether it's just seeing a UFO in the sky to what you thought was an actual abduction, how likely would you be to tell anyone else about it? Would you prefer to keep it quiet? Stacy in the comments says, I would be unlikely to share anything like that with most people. I have one friend who would probably believe me, and I might share with her, and my sister would believe me. I think that's a very valid point. And it's one of those things that I personally need to remember for myself, that just because someone might listen to shows like ours doesn't mean that they're willing to just kind of go full throttle or be as invested. And I'm not saying Stacy wouldn't be invested, but I mean that everyone wants to share everything, that they're going to keep some things close to themselves. That it's one thing if you are a radio host of a paranormal radio show, that I think you get more of a pass for being able to talk your mind about certain things. So many people they have to still, navigate through daily life and with workplaces and I've been there, and you probably have too, Adam, where you talk about paranormal and people around you might think it's pretty cool, but management don't. And that's just something that, you gotta protect that stuff. You gotta protect yourself in those situations.
Oh yeah. They'll keep you in shipping and receiving for years if you talk about that stuff to management. Trust me.
Or get let go, which is what I thought I happened in one of my last jobs. So, and that's just how it goes. So, why don't we do this? These these segments go by pretty quickly. Maybe someday will be 2 hours. Who knows? But let's take another break. When we come back, I got a lot more answers for question of the week and whatever's on your mind. Stick around. You're listening to GhostBox Radio. It's Casual Friday on AM 950. Greg Bakun here. I love historic tours of Minneapolis and seeing everything it has to offer. But if you know me, I like to include a little spooky in my tours, which is why I found the perfect combination. Minneapolis Trolley Tours does this amazing candlelight ghost tour that you have to check out. It's an extremely immersive experience. It's a trolley trip that starts out at a haunted mansion, traveling around Minneapolis locations, exposing ghost stories that the public and business owners would rather left untold. Then a tour of the aforementioned haunted mansion where ghosts of past residents from the 1800s reside, plus a lot of surprises to discover. Next, experience Gertrude's After Hours. Did I mention Gertrude is the mansion's most famous ghost? Maybe she'll show up. And you finish up the tour at Gertrude's Lounge in the haunted basement of the mansion with refreshments and Q&A. The trolleys are climate controlled and the mansion is restored to perfection. Check out MinneapolisTrolleyTours.com for more information.
Greg Bakun here. Like you, I love good, fresh, delicious food. So I want to tell you about this treasure in Roseville called Maverick's Real Roast Beef. Maverick's has the best roast beef sandwiches I've ever had. Made fresh every order. Add fries or onion rings dropped in the fryer when ordered, and you have a winning combination. Maverick's Real Roast Beef has a lot more than roast beef, so check out their website, mavericksbeef.com, or check out their restaurant on Lexington in Roseville. Are you one of thousands of individuals who know you have psychic abilities but don't know how to tap into your higher self? Refined Divine is an extremely gifted psychic medium who offers classes that can help you reach your goals. Refined Divine holds classes Monday and Thursday at her 2 locations and via Zoom. Classes consist of manifestation, learning psychic abilities, shadow work, and healing trauma. Refined Divine has helped thousands, and she can help you.
This is Psychic Medium Deb. You can go to refinedivinepsychic.com.
Casual Friday. Casual Friday. Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio.
And it is Casual Friday as we are finishing up our last segment here and everyone is off for the weekend. Once again, hopefully everyone has a fantastic weekend. I was kind of bummed because out in Eden Prairie today, it was beautiful, but when I got back to St. Michael, it was already cold and windy, so I couldn't grill, which was a bummer. But it's just amazing how just a 30-mile drive, it's not even 30 miles, can make such a difference in the weather. I want to also say today we got a new Patreon member, and I want to thank you very much for joining. And if anyone else is interested, please go over to patreon.com/GhostBox Radio. We upload all of our episodes there. We do some special stuff. Check it out. It also helps us keeping the show going. We don't have a traditional way of getting money through the station for doing the show, so every little bit helps immensely. And you get the opportunity to go back and listen to a lot of these episodes. And we're talking episodes that go back 10 years. And it's the thing about that is that these what we call evergreen episodes, meaning that they really don't age, that a lot of topics and people we talk to is just as relevant then as they are now. And there's some wonderful interviews with folks who have sadly passed away. So definitely consider doing so. Patreon.com/GhostBox Radio starts as low as $3 per month. And it's amazing how $3 extra a month helps this channel, this show very much. Now, next week on GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakun, on Monday, I'm going to have author Christopher Bond on. We're talking about, he actually writes teenage books that are factual books about stuff like cryptoids and paranormal and aliens and stuff like that. And it's going to be talking on that level about how to write these kind of subjects for that age group. I think it's going to be very interesting. Tuesday, we're going to have on author Julie Meadows. We're going to be talking about her book that she had written about Wabasha, Minnesota, which is one of my favorite places. The Anderson House is there. It's going to be a great conversation and a great way to remind people to make sure that you go down to Wabasha and visit because it's so beautiful down there. Wednesday, we're already in April. Wednesday, we have one question readings with Refined Divine, which is awesome. And of course, Casual Friday. I haven't picked what we're going to do for a replay yet, but going to be another solid week, Adam. Good shows all around.
And also, don't you have Ghost Stories and Beyond coming up next Wednesday?
We do, actually. Thank you. On the 2nd, our guest is going to be a guest that we've had on the program here, Renee Valois, and she is fantastic. And she has written about haunted collecting, which is more about collecting ghost stories. And she was fantastic. And so being able to have 2 hours with her is going to be a lot of fun. So that's going to be over at Anoka, over at Billy's as usual. So I need to make art for that. It's so busy that I haven't had a chance to do the stuff I normally do with all that stuff. So
yeah, business has really picked up of late, hasn't it, sir?
It really has. It really, really has on every conceivable level.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Savannah says, to our question whether or not you would be talking publicly about if you saw any aliens or even just UFOs in the sky, Savannah says, I'd probably tell Doug, her husband, in a small circle of people. Yeah, I mean, I totally get it. We have how much time? We got some time. We got some long answers here that people had submitted, which is fine. And I just want to make sure I get to as many as possible because people have spent the time to tell us. Julie said that she'd be delighted. She said, my circle would think I'm nuts like usual. I couldn't keep that in because it's an experience of a lifetime, right? You just gotta be prepared for people maybe not to believe, I suppose. We have Carrie, who had said, and I've known Carrie for many a year. He said, I've had interactions with some entities I thought were human spirits for the longest time at the Palmer House Hotel. For the last 7 years, I've captured hours of footage with the XLS camera system there of these beings that I thought were human spirits. But late last year, a psychic medium friend I have was in the room with me. And when I asked her what she was sensing, she told me that they were very tall humans with long blonde hair. That really threw me for a loop. And when I looked further into what they could be, it matched perfectly with the descriptions of Nordic aliens or Pleiadians, a highly advanced transdimensional species that can be both in three-dimensional space or in higher dimensions. While they are not threatening to other people in the room with me, they are not very communicative either. Seems like they're just observing us. That's interesting.
That is very cool.
That's one of the things that I always talk about lately. That's been my soapbox of people of are we confusing spirit activity for alien activity? And it would be, it's such a wonderful thing. Bonnie says she's an artist. She said I would draw it. I bet they'd be quite the muse for you, wouldn't they? Let's see here. Adam, that's you. So we already heard what you had to say. You just expose it and then sensationalize it. Apparently,
it would be great revenue for this show, sir.
It would, right? Exactly. Dorothy says after I had time to process it, I think it would be it would be too exciting not to tell someone. Adam says, a different Adam, not you. Adam, there are more than one in the world. Right. Adam said, I would be careful who I tell. Fair enough, quite frankly. Super fair. Let's see here. I'm just kind of going around, make sure I'm not missing anyone. There's a long one that my friend Nancy wrote. And I shouldn't say it like that because people are going to be like, oh, why do we want to hear it then? It's good or it's long. One of the two. Let's find out together. Let's see here. Well, there's a couple comments here. This is really good radio tonight, isn't it? Jennifer says, I keep everything private, so I keep that private too. Fair enough. Absolutely. Well, and some people who are like psychic mediums or people who just are being told this, they might be told, don't tell anyone, and they will uphold that too, I would think. I don't think that's impossible.
I don't think it is either.
And that's a good point. I've mentioned before, my friend Nicole and we did an investigation of Bobby Mackey's, and we went up to the apartment where, his name is, I'm missing his name at the moment. Carl lived, and we saw a female entity could be an angel, quite frankly.
Every
And
time you tell me that, I always get a chill.
and
Every
she says, don't share what you've heard in this room, and we never have. So it's
Every time you tell that story, I always get that chill.
you're right. Yeah. No, it's something. And I've been reading about some angel stuff lately. So yeah, very much so. Now Nancy, she says, haven't told but a couple people, and now you're telling about 30,000 people. I was drinking at the time as I was at my first husband's aunt and uncle's 25th or 30th wedding anniversary in Red Wing, very small, back in 79, 80. But what I saw caused me to crawl through a field of dirt in my dress and run to Casey's, climb up in a semi truck, and lock the doors. My goodness. Police were called, and it took them an hour to get me out of there. There had been a couple of ships in the sky, and no one batted an eye. That made me think that they were in on it, and it terrified me. I left on foot and had to cross a field to get to the store. I looked up, and they were over a dozen ships or more coming. I dropped to my stomach and crawled on my elbows to spot across the street from the store, got up and ran across the road to the semi, climbed in and locked the doors. That poor driver, he tried to get me out, no flipping way. Cops came, partygoers came, the aunt and uncle came. I was convinced it was going to be just like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which I just watched. That poor young cop was so patient. I kept explaining that they're going to change my brain. He just didn't believe. Finally, I decided to end his suffering because he was so nice to me, and I told him that. I clearly remember all this. Right before I got out, I thanked him for being so patient and kind and asked him to please forgive me for causing such a stir. I said, please don't be offended if you see me on the street and say hi and I don't acknowledge it. They will have changed my brain by then, and I won't know who you are, which is really sad because you're so nice. I had tears running down my cheeks, and so did he. They released me to the unhappy family. I woke up the next morning knowing no one would believe me, and those that did would not be happy about my reaction, and life as I knew it would cease to exist. Sure enough, my husband and I separated that day. Wow. And any contact with his relatives ended. I can still picture those ships perfectly and still feel the terror of having seen them all together in one area in Red Wing of all places. You can read this or parts of it if you like. Well, I read the whole damn thing. And you can tell I pre-read these, Adam. Only a couple people know about it that I've told. Never heard another word about it. And my husband left early that morning and left me to ride with his parents. That went well. Not. So that's quite the story.
If I were seeing an armada of ships in the sky, I'd flip out too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's so hard, right? It's just so hard to, if no one's open to it, if no one's seeing it, to try to figure it out. I don't know. My heart kind of goes for Nancy on that one. That's a tough one. That's a tough one for sure. Especially you're so terrified and no one believes you. Wouldn't you think, Adam, that if someone is so terrified about something, regardless of whatever the trouble was, take that human emotion out of it. Someone who is so traumatized by it, you can't help but want to believe or understand or empathize or something, not just be angry at them.
Oh, for sure. There's no way. I mean, I don't get the situation of just, you ride with the parents and all that. No, I would definitely have tried to, be empathetic and figure out, what exactly did you see?
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, it's probably not what you wanted to have at that party. Someone, screaming and getting, making a fuss, getting into a semi truck or something. Yet they did so. And if you really knew them and you really cared about them, you'd want to know if they're okay and how you can help them, whatever the help might be.
And not just, sit there and be embarrassed. That's, yeah. No, but I would have had the same reaction too if I'm sitting out there and I see an armada of ships. I'm running.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. As we're running out of time here, Carl in the comments, he says, what if aliens are angels, good or bad? What? Yeah. I mean, Here's the thing. I personally am not I'm not tied to any sort of belief on what angels are, what aliens are, or whatever. I mean, I have an opinion, but I don't know. We'll find out, I think, at some point. Carl also comes back with, I'm a fan of Myth or Mystery, but they stopped doing that show. We have stopped doing that show. You said that as if you didn't know I was on it, and it's fine. But if you are interested, Carl, I had Miriam on what day was it? Tuesday. I had her on Tuesday, so go check that out. It was a great episode. Even Jennifer, our account person, who doesn't really listen to the show, it's just on later. She doesn't like it. She just doesn't listen to it because it's on later. She said, I actually caught the end of it. She goes, you and Miriam together, you guys are amazing. And so it was a lot of fun. So check that out if you can. And Carrie says, love the show. Thank you. Well, we love you. So there you go. It's reciprocal. There we are. So heading off, we're just about done here. Another week in the books, Adam. What can you say?
One more down. How many more to go?
Right.
Let's see, there's 62 in a year. What week? We got a lot to go.
Oh, you just meant for the year, not for your life. Okay.
Right.
That's better. Yeah. I'm not gonna
I don't want to know what the countdown is there.
Right. I'm not gonna ask Deb on on Wednesday, like, how much time do I have left? I don't want to know, because you might just be like, what time is it now?
Yeah. It's my expiration date, Thursday. Damn.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you better start wrapping some stuff up. That's how that works.
Get everything in order.
Just like we got to start wrapping stuff up too. Once again, folks, if locally here, if you want to go check out Matt McNeil's 15th anniversary dinner, go to am950radio.com and click up on the top to get tickets for it over at Crooners. That's from 2 to 4 on Sunday. Adam, we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It's Brad Friedman, host